Have you tried using ChatGPT to create a meal plan for fat loss? And even though the plan looked perfect, you just couldn't stick to it? Well, the difference all comes down to how you use it. Because I actually used ChatGPT to help me lose 50 pounds in 4 months, but I used it very differently from most people. So in this video, I'm going to show you the 3 levels people go through, which one you might be in, and why the third one is the only one that actually removes the guesswork. I threw a little gift for you at the end, so make sure you check that out. Most people think that ChatGPT is just supposed to give them the answer. Like you just ask it for a meal plan and it figures everything out for you. But that's not really how it works, because ChatGPT is only as good as the input you give it. So if your input is vague, it's going to give you something that looks like a solid plan, but when you have to make a change, you have no idea what to change. And this is why you might be struggling to see results, because there are basically 3 levels to using it. There's a beginner, intermediate, and operator level. And the easiest way to understand the difference between the three is to think about it like getting directions. Like, have you ever been getting directions from a friend while you're driving and they're kind of guiding you, but they're distracted talking about something else, and all of a sudden they go, ooh, make a right here, and then you miss it. Now you're scrambling around the block trying to get back on track. And that's exactly what this first level feels like, because you're being guided, but you never really settle in because you're not really confident in where you're going. At this level, most people just open ChatGPT and type something like, give me a meal plan for fat loss. And the crazy thing is, it actually gives you a solid answer. Now, I'm going to show you my version, and it's actually a little bit more specific because I've actually trained it with how I approach dieting. But even then, it usually looks something like this. It'll give you a starting point for your calories, some rough protein and macro targets based on your body weight, a basic meal structure to follow, and then a sample meal plan with foods you can eat. And to be fair, this actually works really well for beginners because it tells them to just clean up a crappy diet and be aware that they need to be in a calorie deficit. But here's where it breaks. All of this is just a starting point. So as you start to make progress in your journey, you'll come across some roadblocks and you'll have to adjust. Like if your calories need to drop, how do you adjust it? If you can't hit that protein target, what do you change? And just like those directions from your friend, if you miss a turn, you're just scrambling around waiting to be rerouted.
No, look. It means go up to the right, bear right, over the bridge, and hook up with 307.
Make a right
Maybe it's
turn.
a shortcut, Dwight. It said go to the right.
It can't mean that. There's a lake there.
I think it
knows where it is going.
This is
the
lake.
machine knows.
This is the lake.
Stop yelling at me.
No, it's
Stop
up there.
yelling.
There's no road
Here.
So what people do to fix this is give it more information. And that's level 2, the intermediate level. And this is like using GPS. You have a starting point, you have an end point, and you have a route laid out for you. So this is where people start giving ChatGPT more context. So instead of just asking for a meal plan, they start adding things like calories, preferences, goals, and the output gets a lot better. So when I tried this out, what I got back was really good, like noticeably better than the beginner level. So instead of just general advice, now you're getting actual numbers, calories, macros, structure, something you can actually follow. And this is where things really start to click, because now you can take something like this, plug it into MyFitnessPal, and actually start executing with intention. You're not just eating better, you're actually starting to dial things in. But there's one problem. This only works if your life goes exactly according to this plan. And a good example of this is the meal plan. It's more specific, yes, it has clear calories and macros, but what happens if you can't have 5 meals and you still need to hit the macros? What do you do? Now let me ask you this. Have you ever gone somewhere where you just know how to get there? Like someone tells you the address and you're like, I know exactly where that is. And it doesn't matter if there's traffic or if the road is blocked, you know exactly how to adjust. Well, that's exactly the difference between these previous levels and level 3, the operator level. At this level, you're not following instructions anymore because now you actually know where you're going. So instead of getting an answer you hope works or is correct, you're telling it to give you exactly what you're looking for. So think about it like this. Think of your calories and macros like a destination. That's the target. That's what we're trying to get to, right? That's what actually drives fat loss. And your meals are just the route that gets you there. So any meal that gets you to that destination is going to work. But the problem is, you still have to figure out what those meals actually look like. And that's where people get stuck. Because now you're trying to make something that fits your calories, fits your macros, fits your schedule, is filling, and is something you'll actually eat. And this creates roadblocks. But instead of trying to figure that out every time, I built something that does that specific part for me. I just plug in my numbers, my destination, and it gives me a meal that gets me there. And if something changes, my weight stalls, I want something different, I just go back and generate a new option that fits. And here's where this gets really useful. When it gives me a meal, it breaks everything down: calories, protein, carbs, fat. So now I can look at it and go, okay, this is the structure, but I don't have to follow it exactly. I could swap things out. If I don't want to cook, I can use something pre-made. If I'm busy, I can grab something quick, even something from a drive-through if I needed to. And it will still work because I'm not guessing anymore. As long as it fits my calories first and macros second, I'm good. I call this little tool the meal block generator, and if you want to use it, you can find it in the description down below. And it's really simple. All you need are your calories and macros, which are very easy to figure out. Then you decide how much of those you want in a single meal, plug those numbers in, and it gives you meal options that fit. And it will work the best if you know how to structure your calories and macros into meal blocks. So if you want to see how to build that step by step, make sure you watch this video right here.